What's up, everyone? Jennifer Oaks here, and I have my son Lucas again, and hopefully he'll be a little quieter for this video. I know in my last video he was kind of noisy and hopefully you don't mind noisy little babies, but you know, he doesn't want to be left out. He's kind of vocal. He scratched himself with his little fingernails. It's hard to trim a baby's fingernails. Have you ever tried? You don't want to cut them. And at the same time, they can cut themselves if you don't cut them. And so it's just one of those things. So, but anyways, so this video is the topic is why YouTubers don't reply to people. And I was inspired to make this video because a few weeks back I got a message from a girl on Instagram, and it was totally random. I wasn't expecting to see her message or anything like that. I was eating breakfast with my kids. I was getting my toddler ready. If any of you have toddlers, you know how stressful it can be sometimes to get them in the chair. And then I've got this newborn baby, like the 0 to 3 month range. He was like 2, 3. So if you know, like every month makes a difference in a baby's first year because the milestones that they need to reach to be. Anyway, my baby was not an easy little baby, and I get this message from this girl who's like mad that I didn't write her back. She was like cursing and stuff, and she called me like snob or some junk like that. And if you're watching this, because I told her, I was like, you've inspired me to make a video on why YouTubers don't reply to people. And I want her to know that I'm not mad at her at all. I've forgiven her. You know, I was upset at first, like more because I was more upset because I try so hard to write people back, and then to get a message like that, it's like, wow. You know, you just can't please everyone, and that's the truth, and that's kind of the moral of this story. And this might be able to encourage other people who have YouTube channels out there to not feel so bad. But most people who watch my channel, I think they're super understanding, and they understand why I can't get back to them. But, you know, once upon a time, I was a teenager, and this is another reason I wanted to make this video. I remember, or even when I wasn't a teenager, before I had a YouTube channel, when I would write somebody and they wouldn't reply back to me, you know, you get your feelings hurt because it's like, hello, I wrote you, why aren't you writing me back? And you know, even though you see like tons of other people writing them, you think that somehow your message is gonna stand out, and it's gonna, you know, because that, you know, anyway, I've been there. So on one hand, I wanted to write this because I kind of empathized with her, and I kind of, you know, I felt for her because it is upsetting, especially because I'm not somebody who has like millions of followers like Zoella. I wish I did, but I don't. But I do have a lot of followers, comparatively speaking, and you know, I don't know anybody. None of my friends have YouTube channels anyway. But so she probably saw that I had, you know, less of a following, and so she thought, oh, she'll hear my reply, or she'll see it. But and I even told her, I was like, look, I'm a mom with kids, and she was like, but I wrote you in August. And I was like, yeah, that was when I was pregnant and had a ton of fatigue. Like she was totally clueless. And if you're a teenager, or you've never been pregnant, or even if you've never been married, like there's a huge difference between having a boyfriend or being engaged versus being married. There is a difference. There's a level of seriousness that is very strong, you know, because you don't want to end up divorced. If you don't take it that seriously, you can end up divorced, you know. So you've got to, so I think she's just not mentally there. And like even I didn't understand why moms looked frumpy. Like my hair's not done right now, it's like wet. I didn't understand why. I even if you told me, like I would understand it maybe, but it wouldn't have sunk in. Like it hits you like real, like the struggle is real. Like everybody's saying on Instagram, the struggle is real. It is true. But anyway, I remember when I first started my channel, I was able to reply to everyone because I would get a message here or there. It was very sporadic and random. But as the channel has grown, thank God the channel has grown. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thank you guys so much for all of your encouragement and support. If I have not thanked you enough, I can't. I'm so thankful. I thank God every day, like, thank you for my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, you know, like, because it's a lot of fun. It's a good hobby, especially as a stay-at-home mom. You need a hobby. But, you know, thank God the channel has grown to where, you know, I can't keep up with all the messages. And I remember when I first started my channel thinking, when is there gonna come a time when I can't keep up with my messages? At the same time, you want your channel to grow. But I remember seeing a big YouTuber say about how they were really sad when they couldn't message everyone back. And I feel the exact same way. Because I like to write people back. And some of you who have gotten replies from me, I've written like a little novel to you guys. And when I write people back, it can take me a long time to reply because I want to say so much. And a lot of times I'm not able to, because all of a sudden my toddler is running around in the background and she needs me. She needs her mom on the floor playing with her. She needs me to feed her. She needs me to change her diapers. Like, even above the needs, she needs my time. She needs to be able to look at me and not see her mom on the phone all the time with her head buried in the phone. I don't want my kids to remember, oh, my mom was always on her phone, or she was always doing social media, you know. And at the same time, I want to be like a blogger, vlog type person, or whatever, a YouTuber, because you can actually do it for a living. You can actually do it for a job. To me, that it's like the ultimate stay-at-home mom type job. It seems really cool to me. But I do want her to remember, mom still took time for me. She still made me a priority above her hobby or part-time job or whatever it is that you want to call my little YouTube channel. You know, I want my kids to know that they come first, and my husband too. That's another thing. My husband, he finds the YouTube thing somewhat annoying. He likes it on one hand because he's happy that I'm happy, and he sees that it's like my little, you know, hobby slash job slash whatever you want to call it. So he's happy for me, but he hates being on camera. And when he comes home from work, and he's a tax accountant, he does international tax, which means April 15th is not the only deadline he has. He has deadlines throughout the year for other different tax reasons. Like, he's the breadwinner in our home, so I don't even know what, like, he's the more technically minded guy. And so I don't even know the kinds of things that he does. It's all numbers, and it's its own language, accounting is. And so if you're going into accounting and you're majoring in it at the university, that's awesome. I didn't have a mind for that type of job, but anyway, so when he comes home, like around between 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, sometimes later if there's a deadline coming up, he does not want to see me on my phone messaging people back, because he's seen me writing people on social media, you know, answering questions on people from Facebook or direct messaging me, and he's like, Jennifer, put that phone down, spend time with your family, not strangers that you don't know. So, and you guys, you know, and you guys are so nice, and some of you, like, I remember your screen names and everything. But he's right. I need to not be on my phone all the time. And so as a result, I do try to not always be on there, and it gets hard to keep up with it. And it came to the point where I couldn't keep up with it anymore, especially when I had Lucas. Oh my goodness. Because with Ariana, it's just one child that you have to worry, and they have a schedule, a very, you know, it's just hard to get everything done. I remember before I had kids, a mom told me, oh yeah, sometimes I don't get everything done in the day. And I remember thinking, what? What do you mean you don't get everything done that you wanted to get done or needed to get done? Even that you needed to get done. That to me just sounded crazy, because I don't know, but I couldn't wrap my head around it. And it can be so tedious to be a stay-at-home mom that a lot of moms go back to work because they can't handle it. They would rather put their kid in daycare, let somebody else take care of them all day. And then while the mom is at work, she's able to have adult time. She's able to, you know, feel productive and be happy with whatever it is her job is. And believe me, I love moms who work. Do not get me wrong. I need my female gynecologist. I like female waitresses kind of more than guy waiters, because female waitresses to me can be much more loving and kind when they're serving food, versus guys. Sometimes when they're serving food, they're like, hey, here you go. They're not very personable. We need women in the workforce. I'm not trying to hate. But you know, I chose to be a stay-at-home mom, and you know, but it is hard. Like, I understand why moms go to work outside of the home, you know, because it gets crazy. You have to deal with toddler attitudes. Oh. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I've lost some hair, like right here. It'll grow back, Lord willing. But post baby, you can kind of, that's off topic though. What does my hair loss have to do with anything? I went through it with Ariana, but anyway. Hey, little man. Hey. So when I do reply to people, it's very random. It's because, you know, maybe my son will be asleep on my chest like this, and Ariana's busy playing on the floor, and my husband's at work, so I'll have a chance to like really quickly message someone back. When I edit my videos, it's usually late at night after my husband's fallen asleep, because he's like, Jennifer, I don't want you to leave me alone and go edit. He wants his wife to come to sleep with him, you know? And so I will wait until after he's passed out, and I will sneak out of my bedroom and come to the office to edit a video. Because I don't have an iPad. I want like a portable laptop I can edit on, so I can edit anywhere. That would be very helpful. But I have to edit in the office. So when I do have free time, like, I'll have to edit and stuff. But that girl who wrote me was like, but I wrote you back in August, like months ago. And she wrote me at a time that I was in so much physical pain from the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. All I wanted to do was sleep, and I had so much fatigue I could barely edit a video. Like, if I had a chance to sleep or close my eyes, I took it. And that meant that I didn't write people back when maybe I would have had a chance. But if she would have known or felt the pain that I was in, it was so intense that I couldn't even write people back. I wanted to do mindless activities that didn't require me to think. And so, like, maybe I just wanted to go through my news feed and just hit like on pictures that I liked. So maybe she saw me like hitting like on photos or something. And so, you know, and sometimes when I go on my phone, I just wanna veg and watch a YouTube video and go through my news feed. But I haven't gone through my news feed because I've been writing people back, and I miss looking through my news feed. But instead, I'm going to my direct messages and writing people back. So I never really get to relax and just, you know, enjoy Instagram, because I'm writing people. And not that I don't enjoy writing people. When you're old enough to talk, are you going to be in my YouTube videos chatting it up with mommy? Talking about what's cool with the young folk? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah. But my son is also the kind of baby that if you sit him down, he will cry. And you know, maybe she didn't realize that I was dealing with a crying baby. Like, he cried so much those first 2 or 3 months, like the first 10 weeks of his life. He just cried all the time. Like, my head was shaking from nerves. Like, it was just, I thought that I was having a nervous breakdown or something. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it could be pretty bad to where, like, sometimes I would just cry and bawl because he cried so much. And yet here I was getting a message from a girl upset that I wasn't emailing her back, you know, and I'm like, wow, you were one of dozens of people, and right now my son is screaming and my daughter needs me, and you want me to message you back. So, like, and I do message people, and the thing was, I was messaging people back, I just wasn't able to get to everyone, you know. And so, and she didn't even apologize. She didn't even say sorry, because she probably still felt like I still owed her a reply. I don't know. But yeah, I remember writing a YouTuber who didn't have a ton of followers, and I thought, oh, he'll have time to see my message. Surely he's not getting that many emails. And he never wrote me back. And I remember feeling like he maybe didn't like my message, maybe he thought I was weird, maybe he thought this or that. Like, you just invent some story of why that YouTuber didn't write you back, and you get all offended. But you know, or that can happen, you know, especially if you really want that person to message you back and they don't. And he wrote me back a year later, and he was like, oh, I never saw your message until now. I just wanted to say, hey, I think I had asked him to collaborate with me when I was first starting my channel. And he, you know, and I thought, oh, he thinks I'm weird or something. And, you know, you create some story about why. And now I realize he didn't think that at all. He wanted to collab with me. But anyway, so he did write me back. It was just a year later, and turned out he never saw my message. But I don't know what's going to happen if we're going to collab or not. But now, you know, and now that I'm a busy YouTuber myself and a busy mom, I see now why it took him so long to reply and how that happens. And so, but until you have a YouTube channel and are so busy, you know, and that was another thing. I never considered that he had another channel that was really popular, because he did. But I thought if I messaged him at his other second channel that was smaller, that he would see it. But I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, I don't know. But I don't know, I hope this video kind of sheds a little bit of light on why YouTubers might not reply. Since both my kids are waking up now, it's hard for me to focus. I don't know, maybe some people are just better and more organized than I am, and they can focus in on the camera and manage all their kids at the same time. Like, I know one girl is, I don't want to say her name, because I kind of just met her on YouTube, but she uploads a lot of videos, but she has her husband's help. That makes a huge difference in the ability to upload frequently. Like, if my husband was on board and let me edit whenever, wherever, and he helped me, that would be awesome. But that's just not my life. So, but where is it going? I feel like it's just this season in my life, and you know, and your kids are only little for so long, and then they grow up and they go off to school, and I'll never have this time where they're so little and with me at home ever again. So I want to really treasure it. Even though it's so hard, I still want to treasure it. And even though I complain to you guys all the time, I still treasure it. My dog is like trying to break down the door. All I can say is that breakfast time is not simple. Just getting my daughter, like just to read a message or just to be on your phone is not a simple task. And you can't just do it like how you used to before you have kids. Like, your kids need you so much. They are so dependent on you at that young age. And, you know, like right now, to try to message people back would be so difficult. It would require, like, I'm kind of ignoring him right now that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I'm ignoring him right now just to film this YouTube video, but, you know, at least he's with me. He's a part of it with me. But, like, to message somebody back, that requires more of my attention than doing this. At least this, I can hold him with both hands. But when I'm messaging somebody back, I can't really, I can't use both hands with him. And a lot of times he wants both of my hands. It's just, you know, or if he's sleeping, that's my chance to clean the kitchen that's dirty. You know, thank God I got to clean my kitchen this morning. Like, that means, that's a big deal for me. Because it's not always easy. Cleaning the kitchen would wake him up, all the clickety clang clang when I had him in the carrier. But anyway, I've got to run because my daughter has awoken from her nap. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video sheds a little bit of light on things, at least for me, so maybe it can give you an idea of why it's hard for other YouTubers too. Alright, well, have a great day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll have a more fun princess question and answer video coming up soon. Having a heavy baby means you get strong arms. Bye.